Hi guys, I'm ShangoMango.
And I'm PandaTang.
And I'm tangytango.
And we're Team Tang. In this video, we'll be looking at some gameplay from all the three of us in tanks and APCs on Panama Canal on the game of Conquest. In this video, we'd like to just show you some tank gameplay and how we control our vehicles. A lot of people don't know how to use their vehicles, so just from by watching us, you might learn a thing or two. We're just going to generally commentate on what we're doing and why we're doing it. And yeah. So in the tank is PandaTang, and in the APC is me and tangytango. So PandaTang, do you want to say what you're doing?
At the moment, I'm just holding A and B because you guys wanted me to defend the two flags. So at the moment, we're supporting our infantry who are trying to head towards C. Basically, what I'm doing is putting off the opposing side from entering C with a suppressive fire from Rantang, who was in my the alternative fire, let's say, or the coax. God. And you guys, from the looks of it, you guys are right behind me, supporting as well.
Yeah, I'm the engineer of the group who is the one repairing both vehicles, and I don't believe Rantang has the engineer kit at the moment, so I was the one who's the engineer.
Oh yeah. Just to let you guys know, this was recorded quite early, so we had like really low levels, so we only had like one person with engineer kit at this time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, we didn't have anyone else with a repair tool. It takes ages to get a repair tool, so like in our first impressions video, we recommend you guys grind the engineer and the medic kit so you get the necessary tools to help the team in any situation. As you can see here on the top right on my screen, you can see how I face my APC to the front of the enemy because that's the most shielded part of any vehicle. Also, the tank is facing into B because people can run down a road facing B and shoot you from inside a warehouse.
It all goes wrong when someone goes across the boat to behind us and ShangoMango dies, and I'm a useless engineer.
Yeah. This is basically why we need for at least a whole class, like a squad with engineer kits, so you plan to use vehicles.
Yeah, it is necessary. At the start as well, if you've only got one engineer between two of you, then we recommend that the engineer goes into the coaxial gun or secondary position so they can jump out and repair at any time.
Yeah, at the start of the video, me and ShangoMango were actually swapping seats because obviously the engineer is useless in the main gunner's seat, so yeah.
And also just to point out, as a tank user, I was quite lucky that we had people covering B, because normally there's a tank or APC that normally enters the B flag.
Yeah, there's a big slip road from D to B, which quite a few vehicles take. You'd also need to watch out as well because at the start of the map you occasionally get the quad bikes which just rush and they just bomb it from D to B, and that's just another key point to look because people just look over the water, don't they? And
yeah.
I think that's that. Also, tangytango, we're both on foot right now because we both haven't got vehicles, so we're just looking around the perimeter of PandaTang and protecting
from
UAV. Yeah, take it down with a.
Yeah, it's quite lucky that it really hit me, just barely. Because if he hit me directly, I would have died.
Yeah, I believe PandaTang's using. If you look at the top left, it says 10.62 and heat. So, do you have Yolt fire on that vehicle?
Yeah, I did have alt fire on it. I think it was like the first game I actually got it.
Yeah, you can sort of tell what your vehicle has by looking at what it is. So heat rounds is obviously anti-tank, high explosive anti-tanks, and yeah, 10.62 is obviously the secondary alt fire.
You guys need any tips on what specs to use? I would recommend alternative fire or the optics range.
But really, in the end, it depends on the situation, doesn't it? Because if you're defending, armor might be the best.
Yeah, it is definitely. Also, if you're in a big map where there's big open areas, I recommend using something which conceals your position, maybe smoke, because in close range quarters like we're in the map now, where you've got it's pretty set on where you can go because there's roads and alleys where people just tend to follow, and rockets will go and hit you. The smokes will be useless; it won't do anything.
And if you're the engineer, don't look where the tank's looking, because the tank's got that area covered, so watch the flanks for any people trying to flank you and stick out your tank.
Oh yeah. And also,
worst situation.
The coax user, please look the other direction, not where the tank is going, because in the end you cannot see crap all because of the smoke that's in your way when using coax.
Oh, so especially APC, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of looking where the tank is looking at, please look behind so you can kill any, like, snipers trying to place C4 on you.
Yeah, unless there's a situation calls for it, and it's easier when you mark people as well, so keep pressing the back button, or the select button on PS3 if you've got PS3.
Yeah, you don't use the back button.
That's the most crucial thing in the game, because it's just easier to shoot at a marker that's clearly on the screen than trying to spot a sniper that you can't see him.
Also, if you're on the coaxial as well, not on foot next to the tank, we also recommend you guys talk to the main gun of your tank and see what vehicle advantage he's got. Like, so if his specialism is stronger armor, then don't choose stronger armor as your speciality. Maybe if you're on the coaxial, maybe you should chuck on the infantry sensor which tells you where the enemies are close to you, or maybe you should choose high power optics so you can zoom in more and spot faster and further away.
Yeah, if you ever put in a tank with someone who's not from your squad, just bail out and leave that guy alone, because there's no point going with someone you can't even communicate with at all.
Yeah, I'd only recommend that if you're playing with your squad. If you're playing by yourself, then I recommend you make an effort to talk to people. Here we swap again, as you can see, because he's got repair and I haven't. Yeah,
we decided to go through the flanks instead of going through the behind the tank, because obviously we're more effective in the flank with the APC then.
Yeah, and at the end of this video you can see how this pays off, because we flank an APC and end up killing all its crew, don't we?
Yeah, right now we've got 3 flags and looks like we've neutralised one of the other flags, or is that the opposing side?
Yeah. The common misconception with tanks and vehicles is that they just can go into anything and take out bases. That is definitely not the case. Tanks are probably harder to use because they're so big and it's so hard to miss them.
Yeah, and if you're on a flag, you're so vulnerable to RPGs and everything. So you got like 4 guys RPGs like circling around you. You're pretty much fucked, even if you're the best player in the world.
This is me calls for a good squad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I decided to anti-tank mine the area because we had constant problems with tanks going through the B warehouse, so I thought it was the best idea to anti-tank it.
Yeah, you got to also, I believe you should designate kit-outs as well, so you should get a guy with mine on certain maps or rocket launchers. I recommend rocket launchers on big maps, mines on small maps like this, because they've only got certain paths they can take.
Yeah, with your team, you should really think about if you want to go aggressive or defensive, because that could change the situation a lot. So, as an engineer, I could choose the rocket kit for aggressive team vehicle gameplay, or the anti-tank mine as my defensive. So, it's best to choose first before you start running out of there.
Yeah, definitely. Information is key, and if you know what you're going to do, then you can do anything you want. Right, I think we're coming to the end of the video now, don't we?
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed the tips and can pick up a few things from watching us. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Please subscribe.